All right, today we're going to start preparing for your ACT. We're starting in Unit 1, which is Pre-Algebra topics, and Day 1 is talking about whole numbers. So the whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, on and on and on forever. So there's no negatives, there's no decimals, and there are no fractions when we're talking about the set of whole numbers. Okay, so when you compare whole numbers, think about numbers on a number line. Okay, greater numbers are to the right. In other words, the farther right you go, the bigger you get. Lesser numbers go to the left. When you read these symbols, this symbol, when you read left to right, you would read this as less than. Left to right, when you run into the open part first, that's greater than. And then that, of course, is your equal to. The thing of it is you can read math forwards and backwards. If you read left to right like we normally do, this says 4 is less than 9. However, I can take this same sentence, and if I read it backwards, it says 9 is greater than 4. Now normally you do read left to right, okay, but keep in mind you can, if you read it right to left, if you read it backwards, the thing of it is whichever way you read, the mouth, okay, is always, think of it, the inequality symbol is like an alligator, okay? This is always wanting to eat the bigger number, okay? So whenever you're writing these or reading these, the mouth of the alligator always points to the bigger number. So this one would say 4 is greater than 2. Well, it would also say, again, if I read it backwards, it would say 2 is less than 4, which is also true. And then this way, 4 is equal to 4. All right, so we're going to talk about place value. If you look at your place value chart, okay, your first digit, or actually the last digit, is in your ones place. And then your tens place, and then your hundreds place, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. And then this over here would be billions. And you could keep going that way. All right, so this number would be read 261,538,749. The 6 would be in the 10 millions place, and the value of that digit 6 then would be 60 million, just the value of this digit. Basically, if they want the value of the digit, you turn all the rest to zeros. This would be 60 million. 4 is in the tens place, so this would be, the value of that digit would be 40. Okay, when you're comparing larger numbers, to compare larger whole numbers, line up the place values, start at the greatest place value and compare the digits until you find the place where the digits differ. And then obviously the bigger one gets the alligator mouth. So we're comparing 341,062 and 329,989. They both have a 3 in the hundred thousands place, so that's a tie. 3 equals 3. Then you go to the next digit. The top number, the digits of 4, the bottom number, the digits of 2, so therefore this one is bigger. So we would say that 341,062 is greater than 329,989. If you look at these ones, okay, this is 101,000 and this is 98,000, so obviously this one's bigger, but again, if you line them up, here, this is a 1 and this would be a 0. Since 1 is bigger than 0, then this number is bigger than that number. Okay? A calculator tip, if you just type in your subtraction, if you subtract them in the order that they give you to, if you get a negative number, then the number being subtracted is greater. If you get a positive number, then the number being subtracted is the smaller number. And if it's 0, then the two numbers are equal. Okay, so it says use the greater than or less than symbols to show that the numbers are between other numbers. This says that 5 is between 7 and 1. Okay? I actually like to write my numbers in order from smallest to biggest. The 1 is the smallest, 5 is in the middle, 7 is the biggest, and then your arrows will always point left. You can do that, but this is more common, to start with the smallest and go to the biggest. Okay? So like on this one, you've got 23,000, that's the smallest, and you've got two 24,000s, there's a 5, there's a 5, there's a 2, there's a 3, that means this one's the biggest. So you got the smallest, the middle, and the biggest, and if you always go from smallest to biggest, I promise your arrows will always point left. But again, keep in mind that that alligator has to be eating the bigger number between the two that it's between. Okay? Alright, so if you're rounding whole numbers, it says use these steps for rounding whole numbers. It says locate the place you are rounding to. Look at the digit to the right of that place. If the digit is less than 5, round down. I don't like that language. You don't make the number go smaller. You leave it alone and make the numbers after it 0. If the digit is 5 or greater, then you round that digit up and then make the rest zeros. So they want me to round this number to the 10,000ths place. The 10,000ths place would be the 4. So what I do, let me write it a little bigger. If I'm going to the 10,000ths place, I draw a line after it. If this is 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0, then this stays a 4 and those turn to zeros. If this is a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, this number goes up 1 and these turn to zeros. So that's bigger than 5, so that's going to make the 4 turn to a 5 and the rest go to zeros. So my number would be 350,000 rounded to the nearest 10,000ths place. Okay, so if we go to the hundreds place, 3, 4, 7, 2, 9, 4, 1, 10, hundreds place, that 9 is going to bump that up to a 3, turn those to zeros, and those stay the same. The thousands place, I got 3, 4, 7, 2, 9, 4. 7 is in the thousands place. That 2, you don't round down. You don't make that a 6. That's going to stay a 7. Those turn to zeros, and those come down. Okay, to the 100,000ths place, 3, 4, 7, 2, 9, 4. The 100,000ths place is right there. 4 isn't going to round it down. It's going to leave it alone. So that stays a 3, and these all turn to zeros. Okay. Alright, hit pause. You tried this one. I'll start the timer. Oops, should be 60 seconds. Remember, you have 1 minute in an ACT test. You don't want to spend more than 1 minute on the problem if you can. Okay, so hopefully you got B. It says, which of the following statements is true? Well, on this one, you have the 3 here and a 0 here. So 3 is bigger than 0. That should go this way. So that's false. Here, you have a 1 here and a 0 here. This one's bigger, so this one's true. And then here, you got a matching 5, a matching 2, and 9 is bigger, so this should be this way. That one is false. Okay? Okay, write less than or greater than in the blank. Well, 16 is obviously smaller than 24. 31 is smaller than 91. 1,000 is bigger than 900. 2,000 is bigger than 1,000 something. And again, remember, you always make the alligator point to, or not point to, eat the bigger number. Okay, here they went in order from smallest to biggest. When you go in order from smallest to biggest, I promise you, your arrows will always go left. Here they went biggest to smallest, so again, your alligator has to eat the bigger number, so those are going to point that way. Alright, so now we want to write the total value of each digit in this number. Okay? Well, we have the 3, which is right here. And that is in the millions place, so this would be 3 million. They want you to write it in words, but I'm going to write the 3 as a number. Okay, the 4 is in the tens place, so 4 times 10 would be worth 40. The 6, let's see, this is 3 million, this is going to be in the billions place, because that's million, 10 million, 100 million, and then it goes to billions. So this would be 6 billion. Okay, the 5 is in the thousands place, so that would be 5,000. The 0 is in the, what do we say, that's million, 10 millions place. Okay, so that would be worth 0, 10 millions. 0 times 7 would be 0, so it would be 0, yeah, I don't know how you say that, 0, 10 millions. Okay, the 1 is in the hundreds place, so that would be worth 100. The 8 is in the 100 millions place, so that would be 800 million. Okay, the 2 is in the ones place, so that's just worth 2. The 9 is in the 10,000s place, so that would be 90,000. And the 7 is in the 100,000s place, so that would be 700,000. Okay. Alright, so again they want us to compare numbers. Well, again, if you go with digits, that's a 1 in the same place as a 0. 1's bigger than 0, so eat the bigger number. 23,500, 23,600 something. 6 is bigger than 5, so that's the bigger number. Okay, we got 728, 728, a 3 here, a 2 here. 3's bigger, so eat the bigger number. We've got a 1 in this position and a 0 in this position. 1's bigger than 0, so that one's bigger. And here they want us to compare all three. Me personally, I like to go little to big. So the littlest number is 83, middle is 196, biggest is 234, and your numbers will all, or your inequalities will always point left if you go little to big. Okay, on this one, if I go little to big, I got 108 is the smallest, then 562, then 1147, and then 1961. And again, each time, that inequality is eating the bigger number. Okay. Alright, now we're rounding. So they want us to round this number to the millions place. 3057814. Millions place would be right there. 0 is not going to change it, so this stays and those all go to 0, which would be 3 million. Sorry about that. Okay, 15, the thousands place. 3057814. The thousands place is right there. 8 is going to bump that up to an 8. It stays, 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 and everything after turns to zeros. So it'd be 3,058,000. Okay, your tens place. My tens place is right there. The 1, that 4 isn't going to do anything to it, so it stays a 1, and everything in front stays, and everything after turns to 0. So 3057810. Hundreds place. 3057. Hundreds place is right there. Again, the 1 isn't going to change it, so all of these drop. And these turn to 0. So we got 3057800. Okay, 100,000s place. 3057814. That's 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 is right there. The 5 is going to bump that up to a 1. Everything in front stays the same. Everything after turns to zeros. Okay. And change numbers on us. 17,648 to the hundreds place. That's 6. The 4 is not going to bump it up, so this side stays the same. Those turn to zeros. Okay. Tens place. 17648. 10 is place is the 4. 8 is bigger than 5, so that bumps that up to a 5. Everything in front stays the same. After turns to 0. There you go. Alright. You try this one, hit pause, come back when you're ready. And they gave us this number. After she graduated from college, Brianna began teaching at a salary of $28,750 a year, which the following choices shows Brianna's salary rounded to the thousandths place. That would be the 8. The 7 is going to bump that up to a 9. Everything in front stays the same. After turns to 0. Okay. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. Again, trying to only take a minute for each problem. And hopefully you got G. In which of the following choices would the symbol greater than not make a true statement? 34 is greater than 30. That's true. 30 is not greater than 31. That's false. So that's the one that's not. Check the rest, but 29 is bigger, 25 is bigger than 23, 25 is bigger than 21. This is the one that's false. It would not make a true statement. Okay, hit pause. Come back when you're ready. Try not to take more than a minute. And hopefully you got A. It says, what is the sum? That means I'm adding the digits in the 100,000ths place. 100,000ths place would be the 8. 10,000ths place, 1,000 would be the 2. And, oh, the ones place, I missed that one. That would be a 4. That's 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, hit pause. Come back when you're ready. And 3,000 should be your answer. They want the total value of the digit 3, which is right there, which is in the 100,000ths place, which makes, the thousandths place. So that makes that worth 3,000. Hit pause. Come back when you're ready. We are looking for the number that has the largest digit in the 10,000ths place. 10,000ths place would be there. That's a 4, 6, 8, 9, 5. The biggest digit is a 9, so it's D. Alright, and that is it for day 1. So, we will see you next time.